I read you, Zordon.
Rangers, there's a shitty movie called Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, and it's playing in the park. You must stop it.
But, Zordon, I don't know that we have enough power to do that.
Well, you must do it. The world is at stake. Go now, and may the power protect you.
All right, guys.
It's morphin' time! You see, what we just did there is better than the 80 minutes of that movie. Anyway, welcome Movie Squad subscribers to another episode of Out of Time. I'm your host, Alex Woytcke, and here is my co-host, Chris Ness.
What up, everybody?
And this is a continuation of our two-part Power Rangers episode. And now we get to the bad stuff. Oh, God. Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
Hold on, Alex. Before we get to the bad stuff, let's start with the...
You see, you can't even find the words.
Let's start with the good stuff. Jason David Frank, Johnny Young Bosch, Catherine Sutherland, Nakia Burress, and...
David Tox's boobs.
Okay, yes, that works too, but that's... what was his name? Started with the B. He's a little kid, not so little anymore. Went from little to big. I think his name was Jesse.
Yes, definitely Jesse.
Yep, Jesse sounds about right. I'm just kidding, guys. His name was Justin in the show, and it's Blake Foster, obviously.
Yeah. He's pretty much Saban's sad attempt to appeal to the kid audience, even though they have millions of fans at this point, so why do they need to appeal to them? Anyway, so, Chris, what was your earliest memory of this movie?
Earliest memory of this movie, for sure, that was big for me, was like my third grade birthday party, and it was the first time my mom had said, you can have people over and they can stay the night. And I can remember, she's like, and we can rent some movies. And that night, we went to rent movies at Jimmy's Pizza, because Jimmy's Pizza used to have movie rentals in New London, Minnesota.
Right.
Way back in the day, in the early 2000s. And I could remember, I invited some good friends over who also kind of like Power Rangers. You know, we were still that age where Power Rangers was still kind of cool, you know. To me, it's still cool. But in that time, you know, we were still cool. So we went to Jimmy's, and... my mom's like, okay, pick out a few movies, and I remember we picked out Digimon, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, obviously the better of the two, but we've already been over that, and Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, because I was like, well, we've got one Power Rangers movie, might as well go for another one, right? And I can remember we watched it that night, and I can just remember a lot of my friends, we all paid attention to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, obviously, because we really liked it. I can remember... I was excited to watch Turbo because I had liked that movie and I'd seen it a few times before prior to this, but I can remember just being excited because it was my third grade birthday party and I'm like, oh, we're watching Power Rangers, this is great!
Yeah.
So that was my earliest one, is just watching it at my third grade birthday party with a bunch of my good friends at the time.
You know, only one out of those three movies that you rented were good. We'll review Digimon another time. You see... It's funny, I have a very early memory of this movie. Very early. I think it was probably 1999 or 2000. I remember renting this movie and instantly regretting it. I don't know why, but I instantly regretted it, and I didn't even watch it. And I was just like, Mom, I don't want to watch this. And I don't know, it was some weird cosmic thing. I just did not want to watch the movie. So my parents returned it, and they were like, okay, fine. And then I never watched it until like about 2005, I think. Cartoon Network showed it. Cartoon Network of all channels.
Right, weird, right?
I remember watching it and I was just like, this movie sucks.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah, like
sucks.
Yeah, that was my reaction as a kid. I was just like, this is terrible. I like. The only thing that I thought was cool about it was that the Blue Ranger was a kid, because there's just a cool little novelty of just like, oh, a little kid can be a Power Ranger. Why he grows from being a 4-foot, like, 12-year-old to a 6-foot grown man with a kid voice for some reason is beyond me, but...
It's the magic of the morphing grid, Alex.
Magic of writing.
It's the magic of cinematography. I can't even say that with a straight face.
Yeah, no one can. And yeah, like, I don't know why I hated it as a kid. Like, kind of jumping ahead, but what did you think of it as a kid?
As a kid, you know, it wasn't obviously as good as Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, but I think that I liked it because like I said, I liked Power Rangers. It's hard for me to remember, but I'm pretty sure that I liked it when I was a kid. I can remember watching it with my brother, too, and my brother liked Power Rangers a lot as well when he was younger, and I can just remember that I didn't think it was that bad. It wasn't that it was great, because obviously it didn't have the budget that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie had, but it was still a Power Rangers movie. Like, it still went in the theaters. It still had a trailer for it. It still had a release date. It still went in the theaters, and then from there it went on VHS and then soon to be DVD later, and whenever it came out on DVD.
Yeah.
But, I liked it. That's all I can tell you is that I liked it.
And like I said, I hated it. I don't know what it was, but just something about that movie just rubbed me the wrong way. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was the lack of Power Rangers, the lack of continuity due to the fact that it had nothing to do with the other movie, even though it has the same command center backdrop and some of the same special effects. So it's like, what is this? Is this movie canon? Is this show canon? I mean, we got the answer. This was canon with the show.
It was the exiting from Zeo into a new season, but for some reason they thought, hey, we need a movie to do this.
And that clearly backfired.
So it was the canon that should have just, honestly, they should have just left it on TV and had it be like some kind of TV movie or like a 4-part episode of hour-long episodes or something.
Yeah.
Well, not hour-long episodes. Like, just a 4-part episode.
You could have kept it a 2-part episode because literally half of this movie you could just cut out and it'd make no difference.
Right, because, there's no morphing until...
an hour into the movie.
A good hour. Yeah, well, 45 minutes if you technically count when they first get their powers.
Yeah, but, they're in their costumes for a good 20 seconds.
Yeah, okay, all right, but the actual morphing is a good hour into the movie, and it's just
what is
going on here?
Yeah.
I know you're trying to establish characters and stuff, but
this is Power Rangers.
Little kids, what they want to see is the Power Rangers morphing from their humanoid, whatever you can call it, whatever humanoid, street clothes into the awesome suits.
And you know what? That's one of the things that I think rubbed me the wrong way is the fact that, maybe the reason I don't give the first Power Rangers movie as much flack as I do Turbo, because at least the other Power Rangers movie knew what it was and knew to have Power Rangers in it. Yeah, there's barely any time they're in the suits. They morph twice in that movie, but when they're in it, it's awesome, and there's still actually action scenes in the movie, like the ninja fighting in the first movie when they're fighting that weird Jurassic Park skeleton thing, or when they're fighting those weird rock monsters. I forget what they were called.
We'll just call them rock monsters. But yeah, they're action scenes throughout. They're not in their Power Ranger suits per se. They're in their ninjetti suits, but you're still getting action scenes in there, and it still feels like Power Rangers because...
I think there's only 3 action scenes in this entire movie, and they last not that long.
Let's see. There's for sure the one on the boat.
Then there's the end,
and then there's technically 3 if you want to count the Megazord as an action sequence.
Yeah, but that's still in the climax.
I know, but there's literally
there's only 3 action scenes, and 2 of them are back to back, and then they're in the last 30 minutes of the movie.
But either way.
What do you think of it now?
What I think of it now, it's not...
it's not good.
I can nitpick so many things about this movie, but if I nitpick all the things that I want to nitpick about this movie, we'll be here for hours.
But that's a good thing. We've had episodes of this show that have gone on longer.
So, I still have some towards it, because Turbo was not a terrible season. It wasn't one of my favorites. It's still in my top 10.
It just has a terrible
beginning, and I honestly don't want to say that the acting's bad, because really it's Power Rangers and the acting is not very good anyway.
Yeah,
because it's meant to be a little kiddish, but
yeah. If anyone asked why we didn't criticize the acting in the last movie, it's because it's a given.
It's on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 5.
I'd give it a 3.
I give it a 5. That's being nice, because I am a true Power Rangers purist. I love almost every part of Power Rangers. Power Rangers has been my life since I was young, and I'm still in part of it. majorly now more than ever, but I literally, I think,
Yeah.
like I said, I would probably give it a 5, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't give it any higher than a 5.
Yeah, I'd give it a
Out of
3.
10.
You know what? Actually, I do have something to say about looking at it as an adult. A lot of the things we had problems with the last movie, they try to fix in this one, and they suck. Like, there's more Bulk and Skull, and they're just cringeworthy.
It's Bulk and Skull, but it's not real Bulk and Skull.
You're speaking to us.
Huh? You're speaking to us? Like that thing. Like, what is going on? Like, what are they... Like, what are they trying to...
I don't know.
They're brainwashed, but I get it. Like...
They're, like, why even have them in the movie, honestly? Like... I get it, you know, it's but it's the same problem I had with the last movie with having Rita and Zed. Yeah, you didn't even need to have Bulk and Skull in the movie, and honestly, it would have made no difference whatsoever. I mean, at least in the show, they provide some comic relief, or at least have some instances where they affect the plot. In this one, nothing.
Well, even in the... if we're gonna go about show things, I mean, they have comedic relief, but...
They don't contribute much in the show either.
In the first part of first half of Turbo, they get turned into monkeys.
That is true.
So I mean, you give or take. I mean, they're still technically in the episodes. It's not Paul Schreier and Jason Narvey.
Yeah, I know, but
it's their voices.
Yeah, their voices as monkeys.
But personally, like in
the show got weird.
In the movie, they didn't really. I don't feel like they needed to be in there the amount they were. Because I mean, Bulk and Skull's canon stuff, or Bulk and Skull's like need to be in the shows, really left after. I feel like after Mighty Morphin,
they didn't even need to be in the show at that point.
Because I mean, they were in it all the way through to Galaxy. I mean, they weren't really in Galaxy much,
but they were
technically in the Power Rangers story until Get Lost Galaxy. But they really didn't need to be in it anymore.
Yeah,
they're still in there for. I guess Saban wanted them in there. I don't know. I don't even know the reason why Saban wanted them in there. Maybe for what we say, quote, still comedic relief, but.
Honestly, if you want comedic relief, just cut through the last half hour of this movie and just see Austin St. John and Amy Jo Johnston. Oh my God, what was that?
That was their attempt to see what the exorcism was going to be.
God, okay.
In the future.
Okay, if you guys don't know, in the movie, the original Red Ranger and the original Pink Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers come back in a really odd cameo. Like they're like scuba diving, saying this.
Here's what happens. See, what happens in it is they come back to support this like children's event that's going on in Angel Grove, this charity children's event, and they're coming back to surprise everybody. They get captured by Divatox, who is the villain in this season/movie, to become sacrifices for her husband, which is Malagor, the true villain of the movie, who they fight at the end. They get sacrificed to Malagor. Needless to say, both of them basically become possessed, and with this possession, they get super strong, and it's really funny to watch them because Jason Jason grabs Tommy because Tommy takes his helmet off. He's like, "Jason, it's me. I'm your friend." He's like,
"No!" Hey, no, I'm now the one with all the muscles and the power. No, this one's mine.
Or like Amy Jo Johnston's like, "Evil is as evil does.
Throw him in the fire. Throw him in the fire. Throw him in the fire."
They like that's another case. They did not need.
I don't have any friends.
That's how she laughed. That's how she laughed in that movie. It was just, why am I in this movie?
It was interesting. I don't know.
It was fascinating. Oh, this is another thing that I did not like from the movie. I mean, clearly they had less of a budget, but why? Why does the foam monsters, honestly? What works for TV, guys, does not work for a high-budget movie you're releasing in theaters.
Okay, not high budget, but budget. High
you know what I mean.
Show that you're trying to release. Yeah, those monsters, like what? I mean, yeah, you could clearly tell that they were rubber and foam and...
Yeah. We give the Godzilla movies a pass because, you know, it's just kind of a staple at that point. But this is 1997, guys. You have the money. You have the money. You have the time to do it. I mean, granted, CGI back in the 90s was not that good, but come on, guys. Really, come on. With the last movie, yeah, the CGI in that movie wasn't good, but it's better than what we got in Turbo. This movie just rubs me the wrong way now. It rubs me the wrong way back then. It's just a terrible movie all around. And honestly, if this reboot's bad, it can't be as bad as Turbo. Let's be honest.
Nothing can be as bad as Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
Nothing could be as bad.
Honestly...
And was it even a Power Rangers movie? They're barely in the movie.
to quote...
Can they even call it Turbo? There's no cars in the movie until, like, the last couple minutes of the movie.
To quote Nostalgia Critic, do they call it Turbo a Power Rangers movie? Because literally a half hour of the movie there is one Power Ranger...
I know.
Literally, they just... I mean, it's a Power Rangers movie, and you got the actors that act as the characters who are the Power Rangers. But like we've said, Power Rangers don't appear until halfway through the movie, and then again, 30 minutes until the movie's ending.
It's like the Dinobots in Transformers Age of Extinction.
Don't even get me started on that, man.
Oh, here's another question. They never give a reason why they don't have their Zeo powers. Why are they switching from Zeo to Turbo?
They have the Zeo powers, but yeah, they never give a reason why... they're switching from Zeo to Turbo.
Maybe because Divatox is more powerful, which makes no sense because you'd think a machine army from Zeo would be 10 times more powerful than Booby Pirate.
I know. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Actually,
also, are the powers not waterproof?
Yeah, I don't get that. They she was like morphing and then she goes in the water and just nothing happens.
Yeah, Kat's morphing as she falls because she falls off a cliff. And she's like, yeah, Zeo Ranger 1 pink, and then she puts it in, or however they do it, like that, and then just, she's morphing, and it's like, all cool, and then all of a sudden, she hits the water, and it's like, wow, that was anticlimactic.
Yeah, let's go back to boring crap. Oh my god, I just remembered. Larago.
What is that thing?
That thing is like the weirdest Ewok Power Rangers hybrid I've ever seen in my life. It didn't work in Return of the Jedi. It's not going to work for Power Rangers.
But yet they still had him in the movie, and he did appear during the series in Episode 4.
Oh my god. Just... That thing freaked me out as a kid, honestly. Like, that thing scared me because it has this weird frozen face where it's like a weird smile and its eyes are big and it's like...
That's literally what it friggin' sounds like. I'm not even kidding you.
That is just... It's weird. Granted, though, the show never, feared going into weird territory. They turned Bulk and Skull into monkeys, for crying out loud, but... There's a line to cross, guys, and that line was crossed a while ago. And it was right when Larago made it on screen, and that was bizarre. But, man, dude, we've tore this movie a new asshole, I swear.
I mean, we haven't really tore it as much as most people did, but from our perspective,
But really, at this point, what can you say about this movie? Everything's been said about it.
Jason David Frank is in it.
Yeah, it's true. But let's be honest, him as the Red Turbo Ranger is probably his most forgettable Ranger time.
His most forgettable Rangers are definitely his Red Rangers, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, Zeo was cool for a few minutes, but that was about it.
Yeah, because Zeo was good, and then Jason came in, and you're like, hey, Jason's back. Cool, I like this guy again.
And he's not the leader. Still.
But still. Anyway. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what more we can say about this movie that hasn't already been said.
Honestly, this movie... It's bad. Let's be honest. If you're a Power Rangers fan, you'll hate it. If you're not into Power Rangers, you'll hate it even more. It's just kind of unwatchable at that point.
I mean, I said last time in our last review about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie that I watch it probably once a month, if I can. This one, I actually own Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. I do not watch it that often. I watch it when I'm bored and I don't want to watch Power Rangers on Netflix. Or if, my internet goes down for some reason.
You have a sad DVD collection if that's the case.
Oh, I have better stuff, but it's just, I like to have Power Rangers to keep me occupied. But apparently I don't like good Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And I'm bored.
Yeah. How about we change the subject a little bit? What are you looking forward to? Are you looking forward to the new reboot?
Oh, dude, I've been looking forward to the new reboot since I freaking heard about it.
Yeah, I remember the day I told you, dude, they're making a new Power Rangers movie, and it's going to be a reboot. And you're like, what? Oh my god!
I was so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this new movie.
Yeah.
There are some things that I'm already like, about, but, really, I can't look at it that way because, we haven't seen it yet. We don't know what it's looking at, what they're going to do with it, and like a bunch of people that I follow and subscribe to on YouTube have said, it is a reboot.
To quote Black Nerd Comedy.
Yes, thank you, Andre from Black Nerd Comedy. Seriously, it's a reboot. There's going to be some of the same elements there, but they're going to change it up. They're going to modernize it. I mean, it's already modernized quite a bit. They're already in, we've seen bits of Angel Grove High School. We've seen bits of Angel Grove. We've seen bits of the suits. We've seen bits of the Megazord, the Zords. It's definitely modernized. It's not 1993 Power Rangers.
Yeah, that's the thing. Honestly, a lot of people disregarding this, oh, it's gonna suck. And it's like, dude, it's fucking Power Rangers. What do you expect? And on top of that, it modernizing itself is it trying to appease new fans. And how many fans are going to please? That's beyond me. They might not please anybody, but honestly, at the end of the day, if this movie is perfect for Power Rangers fans, I'm going to be happy, honestly. Because I want to go in there wanting a Power Rangers movie and coming out with a Power Rangers movie. That's all I want, honestly. If the movie is, bad, like critic standards, but it's still, a good Power Rangers movie, like the original Power Rangers movie was, I'm going to be perfectly happy with it. I think this has potential to be probably the best Power Rangers movie, but granted, let's be honest, there's not really much competition. But
I mean, it's a different company that's making it because Fox made the first one, and I think they made Turbo. So Fox made those two, but this one's made by Lionsgate. And
they're looking for a franchise because they don't have Hunger Games, and the Divergent franchise crashed and burned. Twilight obviously has gone and went,
but I honestly think they're working really hard on it. Because they pushed it back on purpose because they were working on it and different things. And I honestly, the way that I look at it, if you're a Power Rangers fan, let's be real. I know and you're gonna go see the damn movie.
Yeah.
Let's be real here. It's probably gonna be one of those movies that's probably, I don't want to say it's going to be sold out all the time, but it's definitely going to be a watched movie.
Yeah, the movie's going to make money. How much money it's going to make, we'll find out in March, but I don't know. I feel like it could make money, but dude, the March has a lot of competition. You got Logan coming up before then.
True.
Then you got Beauty and the Beast after that.
True again.
You got a lot of movies under its belt. I think it's going to make a decent amount of money. Enough to warrant a sequel, that's beyond me. This movie costs I think it only costs $100 million to make, and that's usually most average blockbusters. So if this movie doesn't break even, I don't know if we're gonna see sequels, but they made the Divergent movies, so
let's just be happy that it didn't get its original release date.
January.
That is the month where all movies go to die.
Yeah. It was gonna get released in January, but then they pushed it back to March. Maybe because they saw Batman v Superman got released in March.
But
we know how that turned out.
It wasn't that bad, but
it wasn't. But different movie for a different time.
Overall,
Turbo sucked.
Turbo didn't like it. I liked it, didn't like it. I'm 50-50. Wouldn't give it more than a 5. If you haven't seen it, just watch it just because. Just so that you can see it and you're like, okay, I've seen it, now I don't have to worry about it. If you've already seen it, good. Keep it that. You don't have to watch it again.
You really don't.
But that's about all I have to really say about it.
Even though we're probably going to watch it after this review.
But anyway.
Yeah, I didn't like it as a kid. I don't like it now. I'm hopeful for the reboot. I want to see them make more after this, but honestly, it's kind of give or take. I'll accept whatever I get as long as it's good and it satisfies the Power Rangers fan within me. So anyway, that was our 2-part Power Rangers episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more episodes here on Out of Time, or more episodes from other Movie Squad hosts like Andrew Gifford, Joey DeAngelis, all of those guys. You'll see them post whenever they can. I'm Alex Woytcke.
And I'm Chris Ness.
And this has been Out of Time. I will catch you later.
May the power protect you.
Go, go, Power Rangers! Okay, I thought you were going to sing with me for the rest of the day, but whatever.